I just really wanted to drive home the fact that life is freaking short, y'all. Life is short, and you need to go after what you want in this life. Like, if something's not sitting right with you, whether it's your relationship, whether it's the place that you live, whether it's your situation in life, whether it's your job, anything, your hobbies, you need to focus on that and figure out a way to make it more aligned with who you are and what you really want and your truth. Because YOLO, like, is a real thing. You really only have one life. You really only live this life as yourself once. And so are you going to waste it doing something that you might particularly not fully care for? And granted, I know there are plenty of situations that you just, you physically can't, financially can't, things like that. So I'm not saying like everyone has an opportunity to do this. That would be crass, But I think that there's so much power in your mind. And even if you don't believe that you're in a certain position or place in life that you can do something to get you out of it, I think that if you just, it's more than just change your mindset. But I think the first step, honestly, is having the awareness of that mindset, that limiting mindset that's in some form or fashion holding you back. And so there, for the past months and months, probably even year or before, I was feeling stuck. I was feeling stuck with COVID. I was feeling stuck in where I was in life. I was feeling stuck at work. I was feeling kind of honestly stuck in the relationship that I had. And I was like, kind of blaming outside forces. Like, well, it's this. Well, I can't do it because of this. I can't because of COVID and this and that. But then it just took some months to realize that it all starts with me, it all starts with you. So if I always believed that, if I always thought that way and always thought, well, it's external circumstances just putting their boundaries up on me, like I'm limited by these things that I can't control. But can I really not control them? I got into that relationship. I moved into that apartment. I chose this job and was chosen also by the job. So you are never as limited as you believe that you are. And I know that we all know this in a certain way, but do we really, do you ever really stop to think, hey, am I where I want to be? What can I do to change this? Am I limiting myself and my life with what I'm thinking, And I've honestly always been a believer that you can, if you change your mind, you can change your life. And it's always worked for me. In the past, I'd be like, I want this, I went and got it. I want to travel, I do it, And part of that is the privilege and the blessings and the opportunities that I have either been granted or reached for and just got myself. And so, but it all stems from your mindset, because if I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't have done it. The opportunities could have been there, but I wouldn't have done it, And I'm sure there's more things that even I could have done, but I just didn't reach for them, Because I truly believe we're all limitless and our potential is immense. So if you really want something, and if even more important than that, if you really at the baseline, if you really feel that you're not content or happy, or my favorite word, fulfilled, I think that life is meant to be fulfilling. We need to feel fulfilled by what we do, by what we put out into the world. Not necessarily happy, because happiness can fluctuate. And there's sometimes, when something doesn't make you happy, but it makes you fulfilled. Say I want to sit down and write a blog post or something. Every day, I don't want to sit down and write, but at the end of the week, I'm going to feel better if I did sit down and write, because that's more fulfilling. And in the moment, I might have said, oh, let me just have some rosé. Let me go sit on my balcony and read. And that would have made me happier in the moment. But did it make me more fulfilled ultimately? No. So long story short with that, I just wanted to say and just really drive home the fact for if anyone is thinking about changing their life, changing their lifestyle, your diet, your mindset, anything. It all starts with you. It all starts with you. And I've been doing it more and more lately because I finally, like, when I was feeling that stuck in COVID, just stuck, and not like necessarily stuck in a bad way. I was just like, well, I just don't know if I'm just fulfilled enough in these certain areas of my life. And if you have to think about that, the answer is no. You are not fulfilled. You need to be doing something different. You need to go after what truly will make you happy, not just in your heart, but in your soul, your gut, your mind, it all aligns. And so please, honest to God, like I did this because I knew I was like, if I want to be an example, to people, and I would hope that some people find me inspiring. I would hope, that's my biggest, deepest dream, honestly, is to just inspire people to live their best life. But I was like, if I'm trying to do that, I need to just do it myself because, and I was like slowly, it took me a long time, a lot of introspection, a lot of learning to really trust that inner voice inside of me and what I want, and cultivate some more of that like bravery within myself to say, hey, look, I am content with taking up space in this world. I deserve to get what I want because I put myself to it, I work for it. I put good into the world and get good back. It's all a balance. It's all that like really metaphysical stuff. That's freaking true, I believe, because what you put out, what you get back, it's a circle, the circle of life. And so I was like, I had never felt that stuck before. And so it really made me go within and say, well, what are these things that I really need to look at within myself? Like, why do I feel stuck? I've always been motivated to do things like, and so I did a lot of like that inner work, a lot of self-reflection. And that's why I think this year so many changes have been happening for me because I've been making them happen because of my mindset shifting. And so once that shifted, once I like lined up the pieces of the puzzle, things just started falling boom, 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 into place. And so in a way that like really is like kind of shocking, but also just like, wow, like the power of the universe and the power of yourself to like create what you want as long as you believe that you can do it. Like you believe that you're worthy of having it because you are. You are worthy of going after your dreams and taking all that you want from life as long as you're doing it aligned with your truth. So don't be like, oh, I'm going to go win $10,000 billion and sit on my island in Mars all day long, No, you need to give something back to the world. It's a give and take. So as long as you're doing what your heart and your soul and, your gut and everything really, truly, truly resonates with, like what deep down your truth to be. And sometimes it's hard to know. That's why you have to take that step back and listen. Like meditating helped me immensely. That really did. Like a lot of other things. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, what helps you learn to trust yourself the most is by listening and getting really like introspective. So meditating for me, yes. So let me know if it works for anybody else. I'm sure that it does. Yes. So long story short again, please go after what fulfills you because you can do it. Because I took this risk. Like I'm a type A planner. I don't like to yeet into the world on big things like this, but it felt right, It felt right. Felt like the time. It really did. And like signs kept aligning with the universe. So I was like, I can't deny it anymore. I need to just face the fear. The last thing to go is my fear of just doing it because I knew deep inside it needed to happen. I got all these signs. I had my plan lined up, so I didn't like just go without a budget. Like I definitely was like, okay, if I budget this, if I do this, I'll be able to do it. I'll keep searching for another job. I could freelance on the side, like things like that. And keep working on my passion project because now I have more time, honestly, to spend on this in the free time of like looking for a new job, at least for, the next couple of months, however long it takes to find a new opportunity and like take it. But yes, so please, 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 if nothing else resonates with you, listen to yourself, please listen to yourself. And I'm sure if you're watching my stuff, unless you're just my friend, which I love you, shout out, literally shout out. Oh God, you guys, it touches my heart that you guys watch my stuff. Like, I feel like I'm just talking and I'm like, why am I talking about myself? Like, I don't know. But I just want to help someone, like inspire them to do the same thing because I would have liked when I felt stuck to really, be inspired by someone else doing something similar. And granted, I didn't get on that social media that much, so and there's tons of people out there, doing things like living their best life, but I don't know. I don't even know what I was going to say about that, but definitely follow your dreams, follow your passions, and baseline, believe that you can and believe that you're worthy of it, because you can. And so I did this because I trusted myself and I trusted God and the universe enough to help lead me on the right path. And so I know that I'm on the right path. And so it might not make conventional sense to people, like maybe my parents, like she just quit her job, got nothing, like it's just a big drop. But I was telling my dad this, it's like, okay, if you walk through the darkness to the edge of a cliff and you're standing on the edge of the cliff and you feel like heavy weight on your shoulders and you're like, damn, like the weight of the world is on me. Like if I fall off this cliff, I'm just going to sink to the bottom. I can't see the bottom of this cliff. Like, what is it? But you feel something inside of you tells you to step off that cliff and you don't know whether to trust it or not. And so I think a lot of people might turn around and just walk back from when they came, like go back through the darkness, keep the weight on their shoulders because they're convinced in their mind that they're just going to sink to the bottom. Because logically, if you jump off a cliff of darkness with something on your back, you're going to sink and fall and die. But if you listen to that gut, if you listen to that voice inside of you that says, well, it doesn't really logically make that much sense, but I feel that it's the right thing to do. And that voice tells you, goes against every, childhood story. Don't jump off the cliff. Don't follow your friends off the cliff. But if you follow that voice inside of you off the cliff, you'll realize that the weight on your shoulders, the weight on your back was not weighing you down at all. It was your freaking wings that were just they were just waiting to unfold for you to jump off the cliff so that they could lift you up above the darkness. So if you had listened to that voice inside you that always freaking knew that you could fly, it always knew you had wings. You just couldn't see them and you just didn't believe that you did. And so I really think that that's true for so many of us if we just quiet ourselves and listen to that voice deep inside of our soul. We'll be able to find our path and find our truth. So when that little voice listens to you and you don't know whether to listen to it or not, and you're standing at the edge of the cliff, man, reach out and grab my hand because I'm jumping off that damn cliff. So let's go. And you can fly with me. Let's both go together. Let's just make a train of people opening our wings up. So that's not to say quit your job and do anything crazy. Dump people, no. But listen to yourself and try to discern between the voice of fear and the voice of intuition, because your intuition's there and it's going to tell you what's the right thing to do for you, because that's what's important at the end of the day, living your truth. So, thank you.